Welcome to Talking Crew, the unofficial Motley Crue podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Humphrey, where I talk all things in the world of Motley Crue. This is episode 135 this week, Motley Crue versus the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. More on that here in a little bit. But first, this week in Motley News, there's actually a little bit of it. Happy 36th anniversary to the Motley Crue song Don't Go Away Mad, Just Go Away, released on May the 28th, 1990. I talk about the Dr. Feelgood album, which is the shirt I'm wearing, the 35th anniversary of that album, on episode 10, so go back and check that out. Happy 23rd anniversary to the Vince Neil solo album Live at the Whiskey, released on May 27, 2003. I talk about this in the Vince Neil series, episode 57, so go back and check that one out. Happy 25th anniversary to the greatest rock and roll book ever been written of all time. Motley Crue, The Dirt, was released on May 21st, 2001. I talk about this book, the movie, the soundtrack. It was a 3-part series. The book part is episode 48, so go back and check that out. Tommy Lee is in the news. He released Tommy Land Rides Again on digital only as of right now. It's on YouTube, Spotify, I'm pretty sure Apple. I don't have that, but yeah, if it's on there, write me a comment down below. I did a bonus episode last Friday all about his new song, the bonus song that's on Tommy Land Rides Again, Stupid World. So go check that bonus episode out. That's why you need to hit that subscribe button. You never know when I'm going to do one. John Corabi is in the news. He added some new merch, well, sorta, on the website. He has signed copies of The New Day on vinyl. He's also put up John Corabi Unplugged on CD and John Corabi Live 94. That's why I was saying sorta. I'll check that all out at johncorabi.com. And that's it in Motley News this week. So there's my notes. This is episode 135, Motley Crue versus the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. On this week's episode, or it's more of a rant episode, and I'm going to plead my case on why the world's most notorious, dangerous band of all time, Motley Crue, should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So before I get this rant or speech, so let's go a little bit of info and facts about all of this. Motley Crue has been eligible for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame since 2006. They have sold over 100 million copies of albums worldwide. They have made a huge impact, I hate this word, but pop culture. Even won a fan vote on who should get in to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They blew out everybody. Back in 2019, the fans want Motley Crue in. I want Motley Crue in. Why won't they let them in? Let's go right into this. So now for my rant or speech on why they deserve and should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Other bands and artists have been inducted already, but Motley Crue seems to be snubbed out because of their image, which in my opinion is bull. I've said this a long time ago, the very early episodes. They were the trendsetters back in the 80s, 90s. Everybody wanted to be like them. All the bands wanted to be like them. All the bands wanted to sound like them. And trendsetters, before that word even was invented. But Black Sabbath, who got in 2006, Kiss in 2014, were both bands that a lot of people thought were satanic or scary, and their bad behavior. Yeah, so why did they get in but not Motley Crue? Speaking of bad behavior and lifestyle, a lot of them say it's because of that. Really, I mean, Metallica, who is also known as Alcoholica, got in 2009. So what's the difference? Ozzy got in. He bit the head off of a bat and a dove. Not to mention he peed on the Alamo, but got in 2024. Then another reason that they say is because they don't want to put hair bands into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's another word I hate, hair bands. However, they've already put in 3. Guns N' Roses in 2012, Bon Jovi in 2018, Def Leppard in 2019. There's already 3 hair bands right there, which makes it sound like a lot of bullcrap if you ask me. What I have noticed is that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has become a ratings thing to sell tickets and for viewers to watch on TV. I'll explain here just as we go along. Metallica, who I mentioned earlier, there were speculations when they were going to be getting in. Will Dave Mustaine be there? Will Jason Newsted even join them to play? Guns N' Roses, will they even show up? Will Axl / Duff share the same stage and perform? Axl was a no-show. He was like, forget this, I ain't doing this. And this is pre the reunion. Kiss was told only the original members, not everybody who came after. So Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, speculations, would they get along with the late Ace Frehley and Peter Criss? Then there were speculations, will they put on the makeup? Will they perform? All that stuff. Paul and Gene said no to all of it. They just did the speech and walked off the stage. Bon Jovi. Will John Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora get along? Will they even play? What about the late bass player Alec John Such? Will he be there? Will he play? Especially after the band badmouthed him after being fired in 1992. There was all this speculations. Then there's Oasis. Liam and Noel Gallagher. Who will they get along? Or will they kill each other? I mean, they hated each other's guts. However, Oasis outsmarted the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and announced a reunion way prior to it. So they kind of gave the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame a big middle finger. They got in 2026. Let's see what Motley Crue members and past member have said about this. John Corabi has said Motley Crue should definitely be into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, even if it's just the classic lineup: Nikki Sixx, Tommy Lee, Vince Neil, and Mick Mars. John 5 has said it's a real head scratcher on why they're not in, saying Motley Crue is a huge, massive influence in the music business, and they are. Tommy, on the other hand, has quoted on saying there's a question of the relevance of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I almost kind of agree. Nikki has said that it's all fixed, good old boy kind of network going on, even saying that if Motley Crue does finally get in, he's not going to be there. Now, me personally, I think Motley Crue should be in the Hall of Fame. It's way, way overdue. Even if it's just the classic lineup, I would love them to put all the members that have been in Motley Crue. Each member has left a timestamp in this band, from John Corabi to the late Randy Castile to John Five. I mean, they've all left this timestamp in the band. I think they all should be in it. But I'll be happy if they just put the classic lineup. And then there's your ratings thing right there. Will they show up? Will they get along with Mick Mars? Who knows? So that's my little rant of this episode. Homework this week. What do you guys think? write me a comment down below. And that's it for this week. Next week is episode 136, Motley Crue Live NFL Draft 2023 review. I've been watching that a couple of times last week, and I was like, yeah, I got to do an episode on this show. That'll be next week. If you know anybody that's a Motley Crue fan, likes to talk about Motley Crue, hear about Motley Crue, send them this way. Hit that share button, copy the link, and send it to them. Tell them to go on Google, Firefox, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and type in Talking Crue. All the episodes will pop up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button yourself. Give me a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it and helps out the podcast a whole lot. I want to welcome all the new subscribers on YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify. Welcome aboard. It's absolutely freaking fantastic to have you here. I want to thank everybody who gives me thumbs ups and does homework questions. Love that as well. And that's it. I will see you guys next Friday. And you just took a ride on the wild side.